Welcome to the Success Sensei podcast for anyone interested in success, happiness, and balance. We'll teach you how to be a black belt at life. And now, your host, former professional fighter, multiple world champion, entrepreneur, and investor, Robert Devane.
Bowing in. This is Roundhouse Rob, the Success Sensei, helping you to win at life one kick and punch at a time. Episode 276. Success is a self-fulfilling prophecy.
It's the Success Sensei podcast main event.
Success is a self-fulfilling prophecy. So, a self-fulfilling prophecy, thoughts, a vision, goal, or an outcome, and it can be positive or negative about something or someone, but we're specifically talking about yourself. They can affect a person's behavior in a way that leads those expectations to become a reality. So that's the definition we're working off. That's the parameters of the definition we're working off. To have thoughts, to have a vision, to have a goal, to prophesize your future outcome, and then your behavior, your thoughts, your communication, expressing those, putting them out there, and hopefully that prophecy then shapes and leads your expectations to become a reality. And it is absolutely something that you should have 100% involvement in the process, manage and engineer. Step number one, it's very important right at the start that you define what success means to you. Not what it means to other people, not what it means to family members, to your peers, to your competitors, to your enemies, not what the media promotes and tells you that success looks like and feels like and smells like and tastes like. It's so important that you define what success means to you. It could be completely different from everybody else. That's absolutely fine. But you need to define it. If you don't have a very strong and clear vision, independent of external influences and other people, then it's going to be very difficult to be on your own individual path to success and what it means to you. So stop living other people's success ideals. It's impossible. We've all kind of taken throughout the years, we've all, embraced and I suppose via brainwashing and specifically media and how other people talk about success as well. I'm sure we've taken on board some other people's idea of success, or our vision of success, or the material trappings of wealth that we deem success. Now, I'm not saying if you truly want something in your heart and you know that that's what success means to you, then absolutely, I'm not trying to deter you from that. I'm just saying that make sure it's your definition of success. Certain markers of success may even make you miserable when you achieve them, especially if you think it's a marker of success to you, then you achieve it and it turns out that it's actually not a marker of success to you. At this stage, you're probably looking for some type of an example. So I'll go with the most obvious example. I'm not trying to deter you from buying a Ferrari or a Lamborghini. If that's what you want to do, and if that's definitely your definition of success, and you've thought about it, and that's what, then absolutely you fire away, and that's what you do. But what I am saying is make sure you've fully thought about it, because you might get that car, your dream, what you imagine your dream car is, what you imagine your definition of success. And we're just using, this could be anything. We're just using a car because it's the most obvious example. Success equals, a red Ferrari, or success equals a lime green Lamborghini. I don't know. It's a very, very obvious symbol that's portrayed as being successful. So then you get that car and you realize that, it's not a daily driver. You can't just nip down to the shop. You can't really go to the cinema. You're surrounded by people taking pictures of you. You don't have any privacy. The seating position is hurting your back. It's hurting your hips. If anything goes wrong with the car, it costs endless amounts of money. In fact, just sitting there costs endless amounts of money. You probably have to have a purpose-built, shed, or not even a shed, like a home, a purpose-built temperature controlled, humidity controlled environment to preserve the car. The car just sitting there is costing you vast amounts of money, needlessly and unnecessarily. Think these markers through. That the car was just an example. It could be anything. It could be the wanting to have a billion, have a think. How would it change your life? Think about the pros and the cons and ultimately really decide and define what success is for you. If you want to achieve your own definition of success, you will need to engineer your own thoughts, your environment, and your relationships to best achieve your goals. We're not talking about manipulation. We're talking about you going out into the world with your own prophecy, and living up to your own prophecy is going to affect your relationships and your environment and your own thoughts to best achieve your goals. So do choose wisely. Choose something that's worthwhile to you. Choose a vision that you truly believe in, and something that, not just something that's superficial, something that's real to you. The type of vision that remains unshakable when the chips are down or you hit a rough patch. That's the type of prophecy you need for yourself. Something bigger than yourself, over and above, things that, as we briefly discussed, things that you might achieve and decide that you don't really like them, or that they become the things that you've defined for yourself and you achieve them and they become your captor. They trap you and they actually make you miserable. So have a think about that one. Right, here's the way you do it. This is a positive self-fulfilling prophecy. This is how you go about it, and it's 6 really simple steps. Okay, so how to start a positive self-fulfilling prophecy. Number 1, you form expectations of yourself, others, or events. Number 2, you express those expectations verbally and by your actions. Number 3, other people adjust their communication and actions in response to your messages. Number 4, you analyze and adjust based on what works and what doesn't. 5, your expectations become reality. And 6, your confidence grows in the process, and continue on. So that's 6 really simple steps. You form expectations of yourself. You express those expectations verbally and non-verbally. Other people are going to react to those, verbal and non-verbal expectations that you're communicating. You will analyze what works and what doesn't work, and change and adapt your own, communication verbally and non-verbally. And you'll eventually get to the destination. Small minor changes, like an airplane in flight. It's constantly making minor changes to get to that destination. And apparently, the majority of the time, the plane is pointing in the incorrect direction, and yet still it gets to the destination, because it's all the little small recalibrations to the target that gets you there. So the constant adapting and the changing will help your expectations become reality. And that ultimately gives you more confidence in the process. And then you continue on and you go again, or you redefine, or you just set some new self-fulfilling prophecies. But it's down to you, hence the self-fulfilling name, the word self-fulfilling. It means it's down to you, if you believe it, if you have it in your mind. So-called, by the way, successful people could have absolutely tortured, tormented and tough lives that you would absolutely hate. So don't look at things, as they're given to you. Don't accept someone else's truth as your truth. Don't accept the media's truth as your truth. There's many successful people that, if you actually realized what, so-called perceived successful people, that if you actually had a proper window into their lives, you would run a mile. So be careful with what you choose. Are you currently living your own definition of success? Most likely the answer to that is no. Most likely you're not, and that is absolutely fine. That's probably a good thing if you listen to the next question. Will you ever feel like you are living your 100% your own definition of success? 100% now? Probably not. Now, is that a sad thing? Is that a bad thing? Well, do you ever want to feel 100% your own definition of success? Now think about that. Do you ever actually want to get there? Probably not. Because it's like, I don't know, your favorite movie coming to an end and then you're sad, or your favorite video game you've ever played and it ends and it's sad. Well, life is not like that, because you still need room to grow. You're not going to get to reach the pinnacle of, or to define it as 100%. This is it. I've 100% made my definition of success, because what would be next? That would be a really tough, so we're all thinking that eventually one day we'll make it, and within ourselves we'll define, this is it, this is my moment, I've absolutely made it, there's no more hardship after this, there's no more learning, there's no more anything. That would be it. If you actually take a step back and look at it, that would be like death. Emotionally you would be dead, spiritually you'd be dead, intellectually you would be dead. There's nothing more to do, there's nothing more to achieve. Now that is actually very sad. So once you come to the conclusion that you probably will never 100% reach this, perfect image of your own definition of success, that's a good thing. It won't prevent you from striving forward, but you can still continue to improve on where you're at. You can make peace with the constant learning, the constant growing, the constant ambition and motivation, which are very much a part of the whole process. So ultimately what I am trying to say, and in conclusion, is mind your thoughts. Your thoughts are very important. Please mind them when you're setting out your own self-fulfilling prophecy. Thank you for listening. I'm Roundhouse Rob, the Success Sensei. Life is a fight you can enjoy and win. Bowing out.
This has been the Success Sensei, fighting the winning fight. So add us, subscribe, like, and comment. Keep those hands up and keep moving forward.